Hi, my name is Gentry, and this is my 1250 speech on Spain. Did you know that Spain is the #1 place to be pickpocketed in the world? The #1. Yeah, that's a little crazy. But don't worry, I am going to tell you about some positive things about Spain. But before I get into that, I just wanted you to know that I've done a lot of research, extensive research on Spain, and feel like I'm qualified to talk to you about this today. So, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about Spain's climate in 3 specific zones, some cultural stereotypes, 2 that are true, and 1 that's kind of controversial in Spain right now, and some festivals and holidays that Spain is known for. So, let's start off talking about the climate in Spain. There are 3 different ones that I want to talk to you today about, and the first one is the southwest climate. Now, the southwest climate has a lot of coastline, so it gets a lot of ocean breeze, which means it has a Mediterranean climate. So there are really warm summers and wet winters. Not super cold, but it does rain and it does snow. It's about, in the summertime, 71 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty cool, but that's mostly southern Spain. Now, northwest Spain is more of a continental climate zone, which means the winters are pretty cold. I'm talking more like inland western Spain. They get a lot of rainy springs and hot summers. And now I'm going to talk about our last one, which is North Spain. And this has a lot of mountain ranges and also coastline. So it's very fertile. And the ocean makes it really wet too, with all that breeze coming in. So it's really green and it has a lot of valleys. And the summer times are really nice and breezy with that ocean. And the spring is really wet from also the ocean. So now that we've talked a little bit about the climate and kind of its different zones, we're going to talk about cultural stereotypes. Now, these were actually really interesting to research because I didn't even realize some of the things that people thought about Spain or what was true and what wasn't. But the first one I wanted to talk about is true, and it is: do Spaniards drink and party a lot? Now, it's true to an extent. The Spanish people do like to have fun. Everyone does, but they're not always like drunk and alcoholics all the time. Drinking is a part of their culture. Spain has the #1 largest vineyard acreage in the world. So, a lot of people's jobs in Spain is to work on those vineyards. And it's a lot of their culture to just drink, and they've grown up drinking, and so when they get together for family gatherings, it's just natural to always to be drinking. So I thought that was pretty cool that they have the #1 largest vineyard acreage in the world. That also makes Spain a really pretty place to go and visit. So the second one that is actually pretty controversial in Spain right now is bullfighting. Do they endorse it as a culture? And while I was looking this up, there's a lot of different opinions on this, so it's kind of hard, but Spain, some people feel that it is abuse against the animals, the bulls that fight in Spain, but others feel that it is ancient and noble cultural tradition that they shouldn't get rid of. So either way, it's really controversial, and I can see truth to both sides, so who knows. The last cultural stereotype I'd like to talk about is soccer. Is soccer really everything to the Spaniards? And this one is true. I have a coach that used to coach me who gave me this jersey. He went to Spain. This is a FC Barcelona jersey with Ronaldinho. He's one of their best players. Now Spain, when really big soccer games come on, everything shuts down in their nation. Everything, like everyone goes and watches the game with their family, with coworkers. They have some pretty crazy fans. Everyone will stop what they're doing and just commit to soccer to watch it because they love it so much. And I thought that was super cool because I don't know, it's just like something that keeps them together even when they may disagree on other things. They love soccer. So the last topic I wanted to talk about is some festivals and holidays in Spain. Now, I've never seen like anything like this at all. Spain has some really unique and awesome festivals, and I hope one day that you may get to go to one because they're really cool, and I hope that I will be able to one day. The first one I want to talk about is the Tomatina Festival. And it is the messiest festival in the world. The messiest. This is what they do. They take rotten tomatoes and they just have a day or a week of pelting them at each other. Now, how crazy would that be just to go and to just throw tomatoes at everything and anyone and just slide in the streets full of tomatoes? I mean, that'd be crazy. And the reason they do this is to celebrate their harvest, that they did get enough to eat, and so they're just celebrating and throwing tomatoes, the bad tomatoes, at each other. So, the second one, I thought was actually, I was kind of a little worried when I first heard about it, but it is the Baby Jumping Festival. And it is, they take their babies that were born that past year, and the men jump over them, and they lay them on mattresses, and the men jump over them. And it's kind of like a baptism in some sort of ways, and it's about protecting them from disease and misfortune. And then the last one I want to talk about is the Festival of Near-Death Experiences. People from all over the world come that have almost died that year but survived, and them and their families take them and they lay in a coffin, and their families carry them through the streets. And that is just to show in their religion that they are happy that they didn't die and that they are blessed and hope that they will have a long and healthy life. So I just want to recap some things that I talked about. That the climate zones, the 3 different ones, there's a lot of hot summers in all of them, in the northwest and south. And then I talked about some cultural stereotypes and some really crazy festivals that go on in Spain. I hope that as I talked about this, you can realize that Spain is actually a really crazy and awesome place to go. I'm not trying to trick you with anything like the pickpocketers are, but I hope that one day that you'll be able to go to Spain. I feel like as we experience different cultures that we are able to learn and grow from them. So thank you for listening to this. Have a great day.